Hotep, Black Power, Brother Shaka Sankofa, Street Law Soldiers, giving honor to the ancestors, giving honor to my sister, giving honor to my Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, giving honor to all my relatives and all the brothers and sisters that have made their ascension into the ancestral realm, and all our brothers and sisters who sacrificed their lives in the Middle Passage, and all our brothers and sisters, our freedom fighters, and the brothers and sisters that are still here on this plane that are fighting for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. First of all, I'm going to talk about a few things, giving honor to and my blessings as once again to the Murphy family for Brother Charlie Murphy's ascension. Also to the Gooding family, the elder Cuba Gooding Sr., who made his ascension a couple of days ago, and we want to send our prayers and our hoteps to comfort the Gooding family during their time of grief, and that Brother Gooding can make a safe transition. I was asked to talk about the Trump situation as far as this one thing about the government shutdown, proposed government shutdown Friday, as well as this preparation for a proposed World War III situation. Now, my opinion on that is that, first of all, Trump is calling people's bluffs, North Korea and Russia's bluffs, and they don't mind being martyrs for their people. In other words, they don't mind the kamikaze shit where they'll kill themselves in honor of defending their country and their people and become a hero and a martyr, opposed to these fucking cowards over here who don't believe in that. They believe that they can destroy some shit and will be able to live to see the destruction that they've caused. And it's not going to work like that. It's not going to happen like that. So my best bet, my opinion, in my humble opinion, you niggas, and it's going to come back on you niggas that voted for Trump. You niggas that's been sitting on his lap, Steve Harvey and the rest of you fucking faggots, coon faggots that have endorsed Trump from the beginning. Part of this blood will be on your hands too, you fucking coons. And the impeachment process really doesn't even make a difference, because he's not able to get these executive orders passed without the assistance and without the agreement of other devils that's in the House, that's in the Senate, that's in Congress. Jeff Sessions, this right-wing motherfucking starch conservative, racist, population control, ethnic cleansing, motherfucking Klansman ass cracker, who believes in total destruction, because that's what devils believe in, total destruction and bloodshed. If it's not anything going on in terms of murder and mayhem, these devils are very, very displeased, and they are unhappy, because as long as it's confusion, chaos, bloodshed, murder, famine, hunger, and war, then the crackers they're very, very happy. But this may be one time these motherfucking devils may have bit off more than they can chew. So, you know, and my advice to my people is to begin to change the way you think. Re-educate yourselves. Drop the religious dogma, because it hasn't helped us at all. Throughout now, let's be honest about this. Out of all the centuries and centuries and hundreds of years since we've been kidnapped and brought over here to these shores, well, some of us, because some of us were here already, but the ones who were enslaved through the transatlantic slave trade, when we were brought over here, stripped of our spiritual traditions, our spiritual beliefs, our customs, our practices, and our way of life, and our social day-to-day thinking and behaviors was all stripped when we got here, and these religions were forced on us. And that we, to this day, we still continue to practice the same religions that these slave masters forced on us. And we expect these things to work for us. And let's be honest, none of this shit hasn't worked for us. We're still in slavery, we're still in bondage, we're still indentured servants. Because let's take a look at for those who don't believe that we're still indentured servants on a plantation, let's look at it. If we weren't, why is it the same setup that it was on the plantation, where you had house niggas and you had field niggas? The field niggas usually wore rags, they had nothing, they worked all day, got nothing for their labor, opposed to the house niggas who stayed in the house, that didn't have to work. The females, all they had to do was sleep with the masters, and some of the males too, you know, and all the males had to do was make sure that the house niggas had to do was make sure the field niggas didn't run and stayed in check and did not even think about having an attitude or the thought of leaving or having any type of rebellion, that they would report that back to the slave master. So you tell me, here in 2017, what's the difference now than 1817, with the exception of technology and material and some material things? The mentality, the mindset and the mentality is still the same. The house niggas, Black Caucus, NAACP, Black Lives Matters, National Action Network, Rainbow Coalition, Steve Harvey, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Armstrong Williams, Ben Carson, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Oprah Winfrey. The same house niggas today are as of yesterday. And then you have the field niggas, Shaka Sankofa, Willie D, Tupac Shakur, all of the people that's in the hoods, all the people that's in poverty, all the people that's struggling from substance abuse, all the people that have been plagued with these man-made diseases, poverty, addiction, lack of education, no social skills, no vocational skills. Those are the field hands. So what is the difference? The equations are the same. Like I said before, with the exception of technology and some material items, where they'll give the field slaves some of the leftovers that the house niggas have, to give the impression to the field slaves that they can get the same, they can be in the same position that the house niggas are in if they continue to be good niggas in the field. So it's no different. It's no difference. And what has to change? What has to change? There has to be an insurrection. But the insurrections start with you first, internally. You have to rebel against the things that are affecting you internally. The things that you watch on television. How you've been entertained, addicted to entertainment. Addicted to not having the desire to find out who you are and where you come from. The addiction of being ignorant. The addiction of not having social skills. The addiction of not having any vocational skills. The drug addiction, the gambling addiction, the eating addictions, the sex addictions, the gossip addictions, the slandering addictions, the addictions of running away from yourself. That's an addiction. Because you have people that know more about the Chicago Bulls than they know about their own family. Than they know about their own biological structure. They know all the names of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Washington Redskins starting lineup, but they don't know their great-great-great-grandmothers and grandparents' names. See, these are issues. And this is where religion comes in. Religion trains you to forget about those people, fuck those people, and focus and put your energy and praise this white imaginary, these imaginary fucking deities that never existed, because there are no historical, no physical findings or traces of none of these people that you hoop and holler about every week. Now let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's lay this shit down on the table once and for all. Have you ever seen or ever heard of any skeletal remains of any traces of these people that you jump up and down on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays in these religious facilities that you hoop and holler about, that you put before everything in your life? You know, you put everything in your life before, behind these imaginary deities. And not only that, none of the shit works. You never seen them. They never came in your life. Because if you think about it and you place it in your mind and you imagine it hard enough, it will falsely appear in your mind. You can actually create an imaginary individual in your own mind and make it seem and make it appear as though this imaginary person that you put in your mind, that you've created in your mind, that it exists. That's some deep shit, man. That's some deep shit. The cracker knew what he was doing during the ecumenical councils. For those who are slow, because most of you don't, like I said, you never study anything about yourself and how you came to the conclusion of your belief system. These ecumenical councils were councils that crackers, scribes, priests, clergy, slave masters got together and formatted. They kept reformatting the Bible to make it fit, to make it appear to be flawless in terms of no loopholes for those who they want to impose these teachings on. So they kept having council after council after council. Every time they saw that it may be a possibility that one of the slaves may wake up and see this loophole that's in this book, they got a council together and they re-edited it. And the purpose of these books was for social control, to keep the people in check, beat this shit into them, and force them to believe that they will go to hell, to some place after this life, if they don't do what we say. If they don't believe in this particular deity, that they will go to a place called hell. And if they be good and they do what we say, when they die, they will go to a place called heaven for being a good slave. And then they also put, don't worry about having any luxuries or any material things here. Let us enjoy these things. You'll get yours when you die. And we believe this shit. We believe this shit. And this shit has caused families to disintegrate. Because some people have become so, believe this shit is so ingrained in their thinking that they have become fanatical with this shit. Whereas though they will denounce and sometimes murder their own siblings and parents if they don't follow these teachings. So where do you stand there with this? Because a lot of you will say, well, I'm not celebrating this holiday. I'm only going to church because, you know, this is the Sunday that they drink blood and they eat skin. They eat flesh and drink blood, which they call communion. That's what it's symbolic to. Eating somebody's flesh and drinking their blood in remembrance of that person that you don't know, you will never know because the person never existed. But what about creating a place for those that you do know that have moved on, that you were directly related to and connected to that have moved on? What type of reverence and homage do you pay to those? You don't do anything for them, because these scriptures and these doctrines are designed, and they train you to disregard your family. Put them away. They don't count. They're nothing. They're gone. Forget them. Just focus on who we've placed in your life. This white man with a white robe on, with a straggly beard, with sandals on, with no undergarments on. That's a European. That's who you need to focus on. And whatever he tells you to do, you do it. This is how deep we are. This is how deep the psychosis is. And each night you hear people hollering, oh, Jesus this, Jesus that, Jesus this, Jesus that. You know. So, where's this person at? When is this person coming back? Because every 100 years, somebody say the same thing. They've been saying this since it been whipped into our ancestors. And then anybody that wants to practice the true spiritual principles and customs and traditions that we practiced from the beginning of time, before this shit was beaten into our brains, you'll consider the pagan, you'll consider antichrist and all this shit. And we buy into that. And I always tell people that everything you're looking for outside of you is inside of you, including God. Which the word God was a European. The crackers invented that name. You know, not the all in all. You know, not the creator of all things, you know, but that term God was created by, that's a Eurocentric name. You know, we use the term, people that have more clarity use the term creator or the all in all, you know, or the creator of all things. You know, but those who have been trained and forced, and you're scared to, you know, and this religion puts fear in you. It has you actually scared to believe in something else, or to put your energy into something else that you can see, that you can feel, but you've been trained. Because not only are you scared to step out of religion, you're scared of Europeans, period. Because those are the ones that have told our ancestors and forces on our ancestors. And believe me, our ancestors fought tooth and nail not to believe this shit. But it was beaten into them. And the human body can only take so much punishment, especially from a horsewhip. You know, and for example, like in the show Roots, when the brother was being beaten into say his name was Toby, and his name was Kuta Kente. It's the same process. You know, so where do you stand at with this? Or are you scared to talk about it? And that's just a sign of fear. That you're still in fear, and it's called spookism. You know. And that's one of the reasons why we can never come together. We can never get along. Because if you look, you have thousands and thousands. Every corner is a church. Every corner is a church that does nothing, that's not really active in the community. They may give out a couple of bowls of cereal and you know, doing these man-made, these Eurocentric holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. You know, they may do something, and you know, and a couple of them may do something, and far and few in between. But it's basically for those who are part of the organization. Because anytime something is supposed to be spiritual can be written down on an IRS tax form as a tax exempt, ought to tell you something right then and there. Because this is written down as an organization, religious organization. And that's how deep the psychosis is. It has these religions have destroyed families. You know. So I just wanted to touch on that because, you know, it's been on my mind a lot based on the fact that the times that we're in, you know, instead of us loading up, preparing ourselves for battle at home and abroad, because, you know, we're the only people that they want to disarm. The black community, because the black community is the strongest community. We're the strongest people on the planet. And so that's why they go out their way to disarm us spiritually too. To have us thinking that we're not supposed to fight back. That we're just supposed to pray when they kill members of our family. When atrocities happen to us, that we're supposed to just accept it. Nobody else accepts it, but we're supposed to accept it. You know, and it's very, very important, you know, that we reconnect ourselves as a people. Because a lot of times, the enemy has to show you how fucked up you are for you to respond. And don't believe this, we're all together and it's only one race, the human race. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. If it was like that, then nobody would be hurting, nobody would be without. So that's just a whole bunch of bullshit. And each day that you get up, each day that you report for work, each day that you're out here and you see the slave masters' descendants, their children, their great-great-grandchildren, and, you know, with money, credit cards, you know, going shopping, you know, driving nice cars, large bank accounts, owning and running their own corporate businesses, restaurants, law firms, and the like. All that money is from the blood, sweat, and tears of your ancestors, your direct relatives. And you humbly go along with it. You know, I seen a brother, a slave, I call him a house nigga, working at Target. House nigga at Target. He's an employee, $8 an hour. $8 nigga. He was chasing another brother out of the store. The brother, I think he probably had no more than about $10 or $20 worth of merchandise that belonged to the cracker. This shit belongs to the slave master. But one of the house niggas was chasing this brother and tackled him he chased him for almost nearly 2 traffic lights. This is just an employee. And you can hear the brother yelling, man, don't go through all this over this cracker shit, man. And the guy was saying, shut up, come here, chasing this guy. You know, this, you know, by watching this, I really was wishing that this brother from Target that was chasing that guy, I was hoping and praying that a tractor trailer would come and run him over. When they ran across the little highway, I was hoping and praying that a tractor trailer would run him over and would be nothing left of him. For being a motherfucking nigga, for being a goddamn coon and an Uncle Tom stupid ass nigga for that white man. That cracker's not gonna miss nothing. Whether he took it or not, the cracker's still gonna report it as stolen anyway, and he's insured. He'll get that back. You know, and this nigga, this trained house nigga was chasing this brother. Wasn't none of his shit. Now this motherfucker that's chasing him is underpaid. He's overworked. The checks are probably late. They probably, you know, taking $2 and $3 out his check at a time where he doesn't even notice it, because they do this type of shit. And if they do that to everybody over the course of the year, they have hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this nigga is chasing this brother for that little bit of shit, man. He's chasing him, period. He has no business. If the brother was pushing 8 TVs out of there, he shouldn't have fucked with him. Because that just shows that the cracker doesn't even have to be in the store to watch his shit, because he has trusted niggas and trusted house niggas to watch over his shit for $8 an hour. And this cracker is a multi-millionaire, and you can barely fucking eat. You can barely fucking eat, nigga, and you chasing this brother for that little bit of shit. I was hoping that a tractor trailer would just, you know, would just splatter bust your motherfucking ass wide open on that highway for being a nigga for the white. You know, that shit infuriated me, man. And just think about it. I'm letting you, just let that marinate for a minute. And let the things that marinate that I'm telling you, just for a minute. you know. And another thing I want to talk about. I haven't made a video in a couple of days because I was dealing with some personal issues, which I'm going to talk to y'all about when I come back on part 2 of this video series. So this concludes the end of part 1, and I'll get back with you shortly. Peace.